So something that's bothered me with the Bronco is the reverse lights. They're pretty dang dim from the factory. So Diode Dynamics was kind enough to send over, gosh, I've had these a little bit over a month at this point, just sitting around, but I'm finally getting around to installing them today. The SSC1 Pro Reverse LED Pod Kit. And what these are is they're a reverse light as well as a running light. And they do come with a wiring harness that you just plug straight into your factory. So no need to cut wires, no need to splice anything. This will be a plug and play kit and super easy to bolt on. Let's get started. All right, so here's a better look at all of those parts. So here we see the two pods, and those are SC1s. Back behind them, some covers here. Kit also comes with these guys, which are gonna be your like lug nut adapters that the rear bracket will actually attach to. And it comes with two different sizes there. So longer ones, shorter ones. If you have an aftermarket wheel that has a deeper offset, you use the longer ones. I'll be using the shorter ones still on factory wheels, but that will hopefully change soon. And then mounting hardware for bracket to the lug nut adapters, splitter for your pods, factory harness, kind of spliced there. And then this will be used later for me. And this is if you want to connect your pods to also use a switch. So they'll turn on when you put them in reverse, and they'll also turn on one of your aux switches, which I intend to do at a later point. Here is the bracket that will mount to the spare tire. And so far everything looks super, super nice. So I'll get tearing apart and let you guys know how it goes. I don't know how well you guys can see, but there's gonna be 4 plastic clips like that. And then there's gonna be 2 10 mils. So I'm gonna take off 1, 2, 3, 4 plastic clips and then 2 10 mils, and then I'll jump back with you. All right, I had to interrupt this install. I heard 10 mil for that back panel. I got a little bit nervous, but check this out. That 10 mil is on my socket. I have it. I also have that 10 mil right there, okay? And that 10 mil, and that 10 mil. So this is a message. It is possible to have 10 mil sockets. Just like put your tools back and you'll be fine, okay? Just kidding. No, it is possible to have 10 mil sockets, guys. Don't let the internet fool you. See the bolts, so the 10 mils are gone. Those would sit up there and down there. 10 mils are out. Our clips are all out from here. We're gonna give this panel a tug and see if I can't break it. Cool, easy peasy. Okay, taking it out so we can see. All right, so that panel's gone. And now we have a clear shot there of the tail light connector on the passenger side. This harness here is gonna plug one end into the tail light, one end into the factory connector, and it's basically gonna be like a splice supplying signal and power to the pods. So I'm gonna get that plugged in and tidy it away, and then we'll get underneath the Bronco. We'll get underneath and route it a little bit, so let's see. All right, so updates. That connector there is with the little red tab on it. Is part of the Diode Dynamics kit. We got one end plugged into the factory harness, the other end plugged into the harness that goes to the tail light. So we effectively have our splice in place, and we are now left with the rest of the Diode Dynamics kit. So this is gonna run down here between the body panel there and the bumper. And then we're gonna go underneath on top of a heat shield on top of the exhaust. We're gonna pop up through the little cubby hole there. So I'm gonna run that. I'll do my best to show you guys what that's gonna look like. And we'll jump underneath the vehicle now. So let's take a look. So the instructions explicitly state to run it through that hole in the frame there, through the other side, and then up above that heat shield, and we'll do that here in a second. I chose to just run it above the body mount, between the body and the frame. I didn't want to drop it down there. Probably gonna get roasted from someone for something, but it just feels cleaner to me to have it come on top of the frame, on top of the body mount, and just cross over on top of it there. So we'll see what happens. Let's take a look at the grommet now up top. Here is that grommet. I'm gonna jump back underneath. I'm gonna pop this out first, I guess. Let's pop it out. Ugh. Cool, we see the top of this heat shield where we're gonna run the harness. We're gonna run it up through there. We're gonna fish it around. Probably lay it here, try to run it along this edge here, and then I'll pop this off. Once I get back up, pop one clip here, and we'll run it right through with the factory harness into the tailgates. Let's fish it up. I'll let you guys stay up here while I jump down there real quick. All right, back up top now. We have the heat shield back secured underneath. We ran the harness up, and then we'll just fit that grommet in, and then we'll run the rest of the harness into the tailgate and get the brackets set up. All right, so now comes the body panel removal. Last time I did an install, it was way cold in here, and I broke some clips. Let's see if I can be a little more gentle. Yeah, that's all we need. So I'm gonna tuck it down here, and I'll run it along there. There should be one clip behind here. Gentle, gentle. Just gotta try and tuck it there without removing the panel. Good, 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 good. Here's the clip, go back in. Okay, whew, okay. Okay, cool. So that's that. Let's take a look. Got harness. Throw a phone in there so we have a little bit more light. Going up there, grommet's on, runs over, below the panel, behind the panel, and then it'll follow our factory wire path. Supposed to work your way around the bottom here. I'm really ginger with these clips because I don't want to break a panel again. Okay, so a little bit of a note there. The bottom has clips. Once you work the bottom off, the top you pull down. So don't pull out on the top, you'll probably break those clips there. All right, now next is to remove the spare tire. I think if you have maybe a wider spoke design, an aftermarket wheel, you can probably fit your hand in there, but I'm gonna go ahead and pull the tire now. Tailgate without the spare on it is so light, it's crazy. The instructions are pretty clear. They state to run this through one of these little flaps. Let me see if I got enough. All right, I forgot to record that, but basically all I did was put the spare tire back on. So I just used the single factory 19 mil, and then on the top, I'm gonna use the supplied hardware from Diode Dynamics. Get the bracket on, put the pods on, see how it goes. All right, boys, bracket is on. Quick note, something that's nice, and this is stupid, but it's the little things, right? Diode Dynamics actually uses the same size hardware. So we got a 19 mil, the factory lug. These are also 19s. The lug nut adapters behind them are also 19s. That's a small thing, but if your wife or someone's driving the vehicle and someone needs to help them change a spare, or they need to change a spare themselves, the factory tools will work. You don't have to have an adapter, an extra set of lugs or sockets or anything like that. So just nice little things. Let's put those pods on now. All right, so let's plug that guy in like so. All right, so this is why instructions tell you to leave everything loose, and I actually listened, so I'm happy about that. But harness is a little bit short. I mean, the harness isn't, we have tons of length on the harness, but my connector, I'm just gonna feed back through so that we have more room on the actual lights themselves. There we go. Adjustments made. And now our splitter is perfect. Oh, we can actually see it lit up. It's a good sign. Since I opened the tailgate, the parking lights are on, so we can see it lit up there. That's great. Whew, sweaty. It's only 74 degrees out, but man, it's muggy. Pods are in. I think they work. We're gonna give them a test here in a second. Quick note, the Diode dynamic stuff is actually really nice. So another huge thanks to them for sending that stuff over. If you've watched the video to this point and bear with my bad lighting and my narration, then there's a code below to Diode Dynamics that will get you guys free shipping should you buy anything from them. So their site's linked below, code's below. Let's take a look at these pods now. Those look great. Bracket went on great, everything fit well. There's been zero issues. So those look awesome. I'm gonna leave you guys here and give it an old test to Rooney. And if everything works, we'll button it up. If I get run over, it's gonna be on camera at least. Ah, I see brightness. Yeah, buddy. Okay, cool. It works, everything works. All right, so pods are on, everything's done. I just gotta button up that cable, which they did include some zip ties for, so I'm gonna do that. I'll show you guys the aftermath of that. All right, boys. 2 girls that I think watch the channel ever. There they are. I'll do an aim tonight and show you guys some footage here of a factory reverse light versus factory with these pods. But they're on, brackets on, everything's tightened up. I went ahead and got our trim pieces back. Should be super proud of me. I didn't break any panels today or clips. Don't do it, don't. Zip ties, those are included. Pro tip here, don't cut your zip ties with like wire cutters. Cut them even if you have to use like a razor blade. The best thing is flush cutters, but you can get a razor blade and get right in there close. So that way, when you're loading stuff in your Bronco or you're camping, if you cut them with an angled cutter or wire cutters, these are super sharp tips, so you'll go brush up against it and cut yourself. So use a razor blade if you don't have flush cutters, but flush cutters are gonna be the best thing. Overall, that is seriously a great kit. Install was super easy, even in the parking garage here with limited and minimal tools. I didn't lose a 10 mil, I didn't lose a finger, I didn't cut myself. I got a little bit dirty from laying underneath that boy. But yeah, follow along as we continue to build a small channel and continue to build a Bronco. Still waiting and saving up for lift wheels and tires, but that should be pretty soon. Thanks for watching. Please throw a like, drop a comment down below, subscribe, that's a thing, right? And tune in for the next one, we'll see what happens.